Hey, Justin, it's Regan White. I just wanted to make you a short video to kind of go through the template that I've installed into your class, in your drafting class, to give you an idea what you need to edit and the things that you can just basically ignore or leave alone. So let's go ahead and look at the template, and I'll just kind of walk you through the different pages and we'll go from there. Alright, so this is what you and your students should see when you log into the class. CO1HY, drafting for specific occupations. This is the home page, and this is where it needs to be. Grayson policy says that classes should all land on a home page, not the modules. I know a lot of people are still doing that, but the check sheet, you'll get downgraded on that if your class goes to the modules and lands there, opens up there. So make sure you land on this home page, and that would be a good. This is something you can just ignore as far as where it goes. This home page, you'd be able to just ignore it. I can change this picture out. If you have a large definition picture that you'd rather go here than these two students smiling at each other, like if you've got a picture from your classroom, that would be good. If you'll send that to me, I can put it in this format and in this filter and put it in this spot. So let me know if you have a picture you'd rather have here. Alright, so you got 4 buttons. Course user guide, we're going to completely ignore. There's nothing there that you need to change. Essentially, that's all boilerplate. You can ignore it. Your students will most likely ignore it. Syllabus, I'm going to edit that so you don't have to worry about it. It should point to the simple syllabus up here. That's where this button should connect to, so I will actually edit that. You won't have to mess with it. You can just ignore that. It will go to the right place. Modules, of course, you'll have to put your pages into modules, and that will come with time, I guess. That's going to be where you spend the majority of your time, is in modules, putting your class together. That's where the pages go. And then over here, getting started, this is basically just some background information about you. There's a little bit of it that you have to edit, basically put your own information, your own picture in there, but beyond that, there's not a whole lot here to do. So let's go ahead and get it out of the way first. Although before we do that, let's look at what your students should be seeing. I'm going to click on View as a Student. And you'll notice suddenly your links are greatly reduced. You've got Home, Simple Search, which I'm going to get rid of that one. That one doesn't need to be there. Course Materials, that's where your book is at. We talked about that earlier. Simple Syllabus, you'll need that to be there. Modules, Grades, and Safety Video. Those are the only things that your students need to see. Essentially, anything else needs to be, and I'll show you how to edit the navigation video. First of all, you'll leave the student view, and then to edit that, you'll click on Settings, which is down at the very bottom. When Settings opens up, you'll click Navigation. Anything that's below this line, students can't see. Now, you can see it, but the students can't. So, for example, I'm going to get rid of this Simple Search. Well, I guess I will. Simple Search is not available for removal. We may have to look at that. It needs to go away. But let's say we wanted to get rid of the safety video. You drag it down below this line, and at that point, if you click Save, now the safety video would still be visible to you, but your students would be able to see it. However, we want that safety video to be visible, so we're going to pull it up here. Now, for attendance, your students will not be able to see this. They won't see the link, but you will. However, attendance needs to be above the line for it to work. Some of these things, if they're not above the line, they won't work. Same thing with Simple Syllabus. If it's not above the line, it won't work. So make sure that you don't pull anything that's already up here down below the line. You can add to, but don't take anything away from. And make sure that attendance is up here, because like I said, you need that attendance app so that you can take attendance. Alright, so once you've got your apps set up, now if you need any of these, like Alex, if you use Alex in that class, Macmillan Learning, Walter, like actually that's a nursing one, you wouldn't use that, but Wiley Course Resources, Pearson Revel, HG or McGraw-Hill Connect, Cengage, if you use any of those, then they can be down here. However, unless you use them, just leave them down here. You might want to put people up there so your students can see that, but I don't That's up to you. You decide what you want to do with people. Pages needs to stay down here. Assignments needs to stay down here. Quizzes needs to stay down here. All those things need to stay down here. Make them invisible to the students. This is all that the students need to see. So once we got that set like we want it, we click on Save. And once it saves, then we're back to our class. And let's go back to the home page. When you click on the home button, it should take you to your home page. All right, so let's go through the Getting Started button now, and we'll see what we shall see. First of all, this first page you will need to edit. You need to put a picture of yourself here. And the way that you want to do that, if you're not familiar with it, you'll click on Edit. You'll click on this picture and just hit the delete key on the keyboard. That will go away, and then immediately you'll click on this Images button here, and go to Upload an Image, and you can click just on the little rocket ship. It will bring up this, and then you'll look through and see if you can find an image of you. Hopefully you'll have it already set up. But you'll click through, you'll find the image of you that you want to use. You'll click on that, click on OK, and it will put that in to where your picture placeholder is. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to make that your image. Now I'm going to put the placeholder back, but that's how you'll edit that picture. Now there's also a video down here. If you have a welcome video, you know, just a 2 or 3 minute, hi, this is Justin, this is what the class is about video. If you will let me know, we can put that up on YouTube, and I'll show you how to embed it here. Basically, you just copy the embed code, and you'll need to click on the HTML editor. That's these two little brackets. Scroll down to the bottom, and you will find that that is here. And this, where it says iframe, that is the video. So what you'd want to do is you would go into Canvas, copy the embed code from the Canvas page, or not Canvas, I'm sorry, YouTube page, and then replace what's already here. If you have a video, I'll show you how to put it in there. If not, want to make a video, I'll show you how to do that as well. So, but for right now, just make sure you get a picture. You need to have, let's get an HTML view. You need to have a picture to replace this one, and then you need to edit your information. So professor, you're going to enter your name here, Justin Holder. Your email, and I guess it's Holder J. I'll go ahead and edit that for you. Let's see, get rid of that. And find out what your email is. Yep, holderj@grayson.edu. So let's go ahead and deal with that. So I'm going to say holderj@grayson.edu, and you put your office hours in here whenever you're in the office, whatever building location your office is, and then your office phone. Once you enter that information, then you come down here and click Save, and that information will be saved. Now, same thing with this. I'm going to go ahead and put the course title in there for you. So we'll go back and click on Edit, and the course title is going to be DFTG 1413. So we'll come down to DFTG 1413 C01 hybrid, and that is going to be drafting for, oh, what do you call that? Okay, I don't think that really merits an exclamation point. Anyway, this text so you're going to replace that with your class description. Same thing here. If you want to do a video, you're going to get rid of this yellow. Anything that you see that's highlighted in yellow, you can get rid of. So if you see yellow highlighted text, just delete it. Same thing down here. These are basically instructions from the template people to tell you what information to put in, and that's what we're doing right now. So you can get rid of all this I'm going to leave this part here because it shows you how to resize images for the placeholder, replacing the placeholder with your picture. So I'm going to leave that there for the time being, but essentially what you're going to do is put your picture in there and then delete all this yellow stuff. So all that will go away, but not yet. I'll wait till after you do that, and then you can delete all this as you're putting the picture in. So once you've got that done, then you'll come down here and click Save, and that will be where it needs to be. Where did our picture go? Oh, we're reloading our picture. There it is. Okay, so now, once you've gotten that done, we're going to move on to the next page. Course details, you're going to do the same thing here, course number and title. And basically you're going to put drafting 1413 CO1HY, and then the title is drafting for, what was it, specific place or something like that. Anyway, for the syllabus, we're going to, I'm going to go ahead and edit that for you because we want simple syllabus to replace this link. So let's go ahead, and to do that, we're going to get rid of the link that's already there. And we're going to add a link. To do that, we click on the little link chain button up here, and we're going to make it a course link. And we're going to, from course navigation, we're going to go to simple syllabus. Oops. People link file syllabus. No, I need simple syllabus. Where are we? Well, we may have to do it this way. Copy that. Let's see how I'm going to do that. I'm going to have to copy that after I save it, so I'm going to go back and save it. And then copy link address. That's what I wanted now. Let's go back in here and replace that link. Alright, review simple syllabus. I'll fix that. And let's go here. There, I'm going to make it an external link and paste that in. And now that should be in there. Once again, yellow background text. When you're done with this, you will basically just remove all this yellow highlighted text. A lot of this is boilerplate, student information, textbook information. This would be a good place to put something like for this class. You will access your textbook via the course materials link in the class navigation menu. Okay, and I'm actually going to make that a link for you. Let's see if it'll let me pick it out. Okay, so there's course materials. I'll make that a link. And is it going to let me? Don't know why it would not, but apparently it's not. So let's do the same thing with this. Course materials. Copy link address. And we're going to make that an external link as well. And I'm going to go done. Alright, at that point, that's where your students will get their course links. Alright, now here, this is kind of on you. You're not going to have this many course objectives. You're not going to have but about 3. But you do need to enter the course objectives here, whatever they are. Talk to Alan if you don't know. But essentially the way that we're doing it, you'll notice that this first word in each sentence is bolded. So these are the Bloom's taxonomy verbs. So like whatever Bloom's taxonomy, whatever verb, you want to start these off with a verb like understand or grasp the concept of, or initiate, or calculate, or whatever it is the verb is for that course objective that you have. You want to make sure that that verb is in bold print. And then you'll just enter your 3 or 4 course objectives here. Same thing with the structure. You're going to, however many modules you have, 1, 2, 3, probably will not have 13, but you might. So you're going to leave this list here, and you're just going to edit the title. Like the first module might be Introduction, so you would change those titles. And then however many modules you end up with here, whether it's 13 or 16 or 12 or whatever, you're just going to change that. And I'm going to go ahead, let's see, get rid of that and then do 13, because I don't want that yellow background. That doesn't look good. So let's say it consists of 13. You can change this number to whatever you want to change it to, however many you have. But like say, put the title for each module, and then each module is going to contain these particular elements and other stuff, but for the most part it's going to have at least these 4. So you can leave this alone, don't have to worry about it. Same thing here. You can call them activities or projects, and then you can get rid of all this highlighted stuff. Discussions, whatever you have your grades weighted at as far as discussions go, you'll want to put this in here. Discussions 10, 20, 30, 100%, whatever. And then however many discussions you have worth however many points. Same thing with lab. If you do labs, what they're worth and how many of them you have. Projects, if you have big projects or what they call high stakes projects, then whatever percentage that's worth. And then basically you're just filling out this information. Then midterm and final, whatever they're worth, and however many questions they have, how many points they have. Once you have those things edited, then you can save it, and that will give you your next page done. Like say you want to make sure you get these 2 things done, and I'm going to check this and make sure it goes to simple syllabus, and it does. Or pardon me, not simple syllabus, but your textbook. So there's one way they can get to your textbook. So course materials, simple syllabus, let's check it, make sure it works, and it does. So both of those links are working as they're supposed to. You'll need to update the titles. Don't worry about syllabus, required course materials, you don't have to worry about that, but you do need to add the course number and title here. All right, once you got that, move on to the next thing. Okay, once again, yellow background text. You want to replace this with the name of the textbook, and of course that is going to be whatever they have here. Exploring Drafting. That's the name of your textbook, ISBN number, and the author. So you want to put that bibliographical information there in a place of this little yellow line. Leave this alone, leave this alone. All this stuff you can leave alone. Basically, the rest of it you can ignore because you've already got yours set up. As far as course materials go, you don't have to tell anybody anything else. You can also, unless I know you're not using an OER, so you can also delete this. You can get rid of that. So basically all you have to do here is just the textbook title, and then after you've gotten that, everything else can be ignored. And so let's move on to the next page. All right, and this is Course User's Guide. At this point you can stop messing with this because you don't have to do anything here. All the Course User Guide is just boilerplate, so don't worry about any of the boilerplate. Basically just let's go back to the home page. All right, so we have completed all the buttons except the modules button. This is where you're going to spend most of your time putting in your content. So let's click on modules. Currently, you've got this information here. I don't know where this came from. It was already in here. Instructor resources, for the most part, you're not going to have to worry about this module. I'm going to go ahead and close it. You don't have to worry about that. Student resources, if you have materials that you want the students to have right at the start of the class, then this is a place where you can drag and drop those things as far as PDF files or documents like that go. But for the most part, you don't need to worry about that. Okay, getting started. This is what we just worked on. Meet your instructor, course overview, textbook information, and then the user guide. So you've already looked at this stuff. Now, this is a module template here. So module X. So you're going to start off, we're going to click on the dots and edit it. So you're going to say module 1. And then whatever the title for your module 1 will be, here, let's say introduction. So you would put that in like that. All right, intro. Did I spell that right? I did. How about that? All right, so you're going to have that. Now, once you've got that, you save it. This is everything in module 1. Before you get all carried away, though, let's go ahead and duplicate this because you don't want to use up your template. So let's duplicate it, and now you'll have 2 copies of the template. All right. Now I'm going to change this back to module X. So that you'll still have a template to use. So this will be your template. What you're going to do is you're going to duplicate this, and then you're going to edit the top one and let the bottom one just go further down. All right, so all these module X's inside module 1 need to say module 1. So I'm going to go ahead and edit that for you. I'll do that one. I want to do this one. All right, so we're going to go module 1 overview. There's that. And then module 1 learning materials. And this is where you're going to put videos, links to the book, links to specific readings, anything that's a learning material. Supplemental resources you may or may not use. This is extra stuff that you can put in there. Discussion. Now this is a discussion question, so I'm going to go ahead and edit that. Most all the classes use discussion questions, so I'm going to go ahead and update that one. You may or may not use it, but it's there for you. So you'll basically go in here and you'll edit. You'll edit the material here. You'll put your discussion prompt up here. You'll due date and information here. Guidelines, this is where you tell them once you've done it, then make sure you go back and respond to 2 other people, or however you do your discussion. But anyway, once you've gotten that done, you'll edit that one. I'm going to click on next. Simplify our lives here. Hands-on work. This is probably going to be one you're going to need to duplicate, and to do that you can go back to the module view and click on the dots. But right now let's go ahead and change that to module 1. And you'll come down here, and essentially this is the skill that the student should be able to have. And this is where you'll explain what you want them to do. And then this is where you'll set up your assignment. Okay, and then let's go on to the next thing here. Assignment preview. If you use this, you may not. I'm not going to, because a lot of people don't use an assignment preview. This basically just outlines the assignment before you give it to them. Then this is an actual assignment. I'm going to go ahead and edit that one and give it the module 1 treatment. This is where you would put in basically an assignment, how many points it's worth, whatever group it's in, whether you want it points or percentages, whether they can, what type of submission, if you want to turn it online, if you want to turn it in physically. So where it says on paper, if you set it to this, let's say they have to turn in a drawing or something, you would use the on paper one, and then you would be able to take that in and just grade it, and it wouldn't expect a submission of some kind. If it's a group assignment or not, does it require peer review, moderated grading, and then this would be your due dates, etc. So once you've got that, you'll edit the instructions here, due date and guidelines, and then once you're done with that, you'll hit save. Okay, so that's assignment. Click on next. All right, same thing here. This is a quiz, so I know you'll have a quiz. I'm going to go ahead and set that to module 1. You can change the title to whatever kind of quiz it is, how many points it has, whether it's part of the quizzes group or what, whether you want it to be percentage or points, whether they can redo it or not, and then you can set up the due dates here. Now, if you've never built, this is a new quiz. I don't know if you've ever done those before, but you'll click the build button. and then this is where you'll add in your questions. So you can edit these sections. You'll click on the pencil. Same thing here to edit the title and the instructions. You'll click on the little pencil. And then when you want to add sections for questions, you'll click the plus. And then whatever kind of question or content you want to add, that's where you'll do it. And you'll just keep adding questions until you're done. Once you're done with that, you'll click return. And that will save your material. Unless you're familiar with new quizzes, I'm going to say you can always, let's go ahead and add I'm going to add you a classic quiz, because new quizzes are a pain. So let's just go ahead and add. Looks like you've already got a bunch of quizzes here. So let's go ahead and add a classic quiz. I'm going to change that. Let's see if there are any questions in that. Let's do this. Let's edit. We're going to make that module 1. And if you're more familiar with classic quizzes, I think you will like them better. So you can decide which one you want to use. But with this one, you should be familiar with it. Basically, oh, this is already a quiz. Well, in that case, I'll let you. So these already have questions. Okay, so you must have already added material to this course. So I'll tell you what, if you've already done that, then I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to let you go ahead and deal with that. If you have any questions on adding these quizzes, or if you have any questions on editing them, let me know. But apparently you got that under control, so I'm going to get that out. Don't worry, it won't delete it. It's just going to remove that from there. And let's go back into quizzes and make sure I didn't mess up your title. Yeah, so you've already got a lot of quizzes in here. And I'm going to edit that back to number 3. Yeah, so everything should be back normal now. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, don't worry about the quizzes. Apparently you've got those under control, so I'm not gonna cause you any grief on that. So once we've got that, let's go back into modules and we'll move on to the next thing, which should be wrap up. And basically what this does, it just restates your overview with the module objectives. So what you'll do is you'll describe the module here, you'll put module objectives here, and the different tasks that you'll perform, the different assignments, etc., you'll put in here, and then at the end you're going to restate these objectives as far as the wrap-up goes. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this one because it needs to be Module 1. The ones that say Module 1, those are the ones you really need to work on. Otherwise, a lot of this is just, I don't know. But down here, you're going to, summary of the important concepts, you're going to restate your objectives. And then once you've gotten that done, that should be all of Module 1. So now Module 1 would be done. You'll move on to Module 2, and you're just going to, basically, you're going to duplicate your template so you don't use it up. So you'll click on that, click on duplicate, and now you've got another copy of your template, and so this one you're going to edit to Module 2. Boop. And you're going to do exactly the same thing for every module until you get completely done. To add those quizzes, in case you didn't see how I did that a while ago, you want to add those your already existing quizzes. You'll click on this little plus sign here, and you'll change the drop down to quiz, and then, like, since this would be Module 2, doesn't look like you have a module 2. So you can't really add it quick, but you'd click on it. Let's say one of these did say module 2. You would click on that and then hit add item. And when you did that, it would do that. So let's go ahead and do module 3 because I want to show you how to do that real quick. So let's duplicate this one. And there is your duplicate template, maybe sometime today. Okay, so this would be, what happened to module 2? Okay, so there's module 3. Let's edit that, make this module 3. Alright, so you've got a module 3, but you also have a copy. I didn't use up your copy down here, so oops, didn't do that very well either. And you'll need to add in titles for what these modules are. But once you've gotten that done, now let's say you wanted to add the module 3 quiz here. You click on the plus sign, module 3, hit add item, and now there's the module 3 quiz. So then you can go in and edit it as you need to, change the title, etc. Alright, so that is essentially how you deal with the template. You'll just keep duplicating your template and then editing it to fit whatever module you're working on. The next would be number 4, number 5, however many you have. And you would go on from there until you get all your modules added in. At that point, your class should be ready to go. Like I say, your textbook is already ready. It's set up here under course materials. When your students click on that, it will take them to the book that they're using, their drafting book. They should not have to do anything except possibly set up an account using their Grayson email. That should be the only thing that it asks them to do the first time they log in. And after that, they shouldn't have to do anything but click course materials. Like I say, if that becomes an issue, let me know, and we'll go in and look and see what's going on. But for the most part, that is how you'll deal with this template. Just to kind of recap, make sure that the home page goes to a home page. If you have a big, now this needs to be a big picture, like high definition 1080p picture, but if you've got one that you'd rather have here, send it to me and I will replace this one and I'll make it look like it's supposed to look with the blue filter on it and the watermark, etc. So if you'll do that for me, your syllabus, your course users guide, they're already ready to go. Getting started, you just need to add your information, and then the modules you just need to update with your content, and at that point then your class should be ready to go. Alright, so that should take care of everything that you need to know. If you have any questions, give me a call. We can work together on this. If you need help, I'm always available. Let me know what I can do, and I hope you have a good semester with this.